Welcome back to the next move with Valetax. My name is Innocent Ryan, market analyst and trading content specialist here at Valetax. On this week's market outlook, we're going to be sharing trade ideas and exploring the fundamentals that could be affecting or influencing the direction of the mentioned pairs. But before we get started for this week, let's do a quick recap on the trade ideas for last week. And for the XAUUSD last week, we had the trade idea expecting prices to stay above the 4,300 levels in order to continue to create new all-time highs. But the moment prices got to the previous high at the 4,378 levels, we saw the XAUUSD fall straight to the 4,100 level as a possible start for the bearish correction on the XAUUSD. And moving on to the EURUSD, as expected last week, we did want to see the sell momentum stay active and sellers continue to push the market to the downside, which happened up until on Friday during the CPI release before we had that quick bullish correction back into the 1.16500 levels. And for this week's trade outlook, we're going to be sharing trade ideas on the following pair, the XAUUSD and the EURUSD, for possible potential outcomes for the week. For the XAUUSD coming this week, on the 4-hourly time frame, we see that beautiful double top that was created before that huge fall that happened last week to the 4,000 levels, 4,100 levels. And right before the end of the week, we saw that bullish correction start at the 4,056 levels, aiming to get back to the neckline of that double top on the 4-hourly time frame at the 4,220 levels. If we scale higher to the daily time frame, we see that huge bearish engulfing candle, and also on the weekly time frame that could possibly start to signal more sell plays on the XAUUSD. A price holding at that neckline on the 4-hourly time frame of the 4,250 to 4,220 levels could start to signal more sells to the downside for the XAUUSD, and we might start to see prices on the XAUUSD want to target the initial start of that bullish momentum at the 3,500 levels. And on the EURUSD, we do in fact see that quick bullish impulsive move that came in during the CPI last week to correct prices back to the 1.16500 levels, with liquidity resting below the 1.15400 levels and prices aiming to target that level with that beautiful fair value just below at the 1.4500. We still expect to see prices continue to the downside long term to even target levels such as the 1.13 and 1.12 as discussed in previous market outlooks. We know the markets do not just exist based off what's on the charts, but a confluence of fundamentals and technicals is what makes the best trades. And for the week, here are the following high impact news that you should be tuned in for. On Wednesday, we have the FOMC statement and federal funds rate for the USD. On Thursday, we have the refinancing rate and monetary policy statement for the Eurozone. And on Friday, we have the core PCE and unemployment cost index for the USD. And the summary for this week's trade idea is very simple. We expect to see the bullish correction happening on the XAUUSD come to an end. So we're still looking to get to possible buys to sell on the XAUUSD. And for the EURUSD, we expect to continue to see more downsides. And this is not a trading signal, but a trade idea with no guarantee for success. Remember to always do your own research and apply risk management every time you take a trade. And don't forget to trade with the best broker, Valetax. And I'll catch you same time, same place next week on The Next Move with Valetax.